UNI Panthers facing off Richmond in the white uniforms and the UNI Panthers in the gray unis. Richmond looking to draw first blood as they work it into the big man. Again, a very veteran team, very old team, and missing their first shot, and the Panthers get that defensive stop.
Good stand by Cole Henry. He's going to have to guard Grant Golden one-on-one in this game. Cannot send a help defender. Too many three-point shooters.
Cole Henry getting his first collegiate start. Has the basketball in his hands with 10 seconds on the shot clock. A.J. Green, our CFU Panther Watch player, gets it to Burhow for three, and it's good. Well, if Trey Burhow can have a good shoot night, the Panthers have a great opportunity to knock off Richmond here.
Eric, they need other players to step up and give A.J. Green some help in the scoring column. Trey Burhow is my best choice.
Richmond on the board, as getting the basket there is Tyler Burton. He has potential to take his game to the next level, doesn't he?
He is a handful. He had a ton of points against Drake as they lost narrowly 3 points down the Knapp Center.
Green gets a step on his defender. Double team comes, kicks it back out. Minute and a half into this game, Panthers lead 3-2. Green, top of the key, splashes it in. Bring it up for A.J. Green, and the Panthers are perfect shooting the basketball here. Both shots coming from downtown.
Green has been tearing it up these last two games. He's shooting over 60% overall and 56% from the three line.
6-2. UNI jumps out to an early lead. Into the lane and an easy layup. What happened there defensively?
Well, they spread you out offensively. This is the positionless basketball that Chris Mooney uses. You're going to see very few people in the post, but it opens up those driving lanes. Wilson able to get all the way to the rim.
Isaiah Wilson averaging 4 points per game. And now the Panthers with their first turnover gives the ball to the Richmond Spiders. As Burhow, you see him on your screen. He was actually sick and did not play much in that win against number 16 St. Bonaventure. But overall on the season, last year he averaged 13 points per game. And this year, a dip, only averaging 8.3 points. In the corner, guarded by Pickford. Now the drive and the reverse layup. A nice basket by Gilliard.
You'll see Richmond do that quite a bit. They're going to lift their offense up. It leaves that driving lane on the baseline open. You've got to take that away and push him back to the middle of the court.
Richmond has tied this game up, but an easy basket as Burhow cuts and flashes open on that low block. Pickford with the assist, and UNI back on top by 2.
A good weak side back screen. Pickford with a better assist man here for the Panthers.
Pickford and Burhow, two players that decided to come back for their super senior year. Both in the starting lineup here tonight. An open three, Gilliard can't connect.
The Spiders have 4 super seniors, so I'm going to up you 2.
Richmond, so much potential, so many high expectations this year is Green. That shot just rims out, and the Panthers' first miss from the floor here. Open look is good. Number 3 gets 3. Tyler Burton coming off a career high game of 30 points. He's averaging 17.6 per game. Burhow had a shot he wanted.
Well, that last play was set up by Grant Golden as he made the pass. Watch 33 and White operate. Now, he is the center of their offense, the quarterback.
Another three-pointer for Burton, and the Spiders are heating up. They're now 2 of 3 from deep, and they've made 4 out of their last 5 shots from the floor. They're leading 12-8 here.
We talked about Burton before. He has the best chance of playing at the next level of any of these Spiders. He was the most improved player in the A-10 last season. Tyler Burton, number 3 in white.
A.J. Green, a player who's definitely going to take his game to the next level when he's done playing for UNI. And then
when they played the Panthers in Richmond, Tyler Burton had a double-double, 21 points, 13 rebounds. He had 30 versus Drake earlier this season. This dude can score.
And Austin Fife, one of the best Panther defenders, not able to help his team here today. Burton so far 8 points, 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from deep, and a rebound in 5 minutes. Panthers get a stop there, and A.J. Green brings it across the half-court line. UNI 3 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 3 from deep, make it 3 of 4. A.J. Green has 6 points. And it seems like as we get deeper and deeper into this return season, now on game 7, he's getting it back to his flow.
Well, we had those first 2 games against Nichols and against Vermont where he really struggled to shoot it. But the last 3 games, Bonaventure, Bradley, and this game, he has been in fuego. He's been on fire.
And Arkansas adding that one in. Noah Carter has been his scoring buddy. Carter ranks 2nd on the team, averaging 10.3 points. And the Panthers, look at that, out of the timeout. They now have the lead, 13-12.
They've gone small ball with Carter as their 5-man.
Heisey called for the foul, stops the clock with 14:04 to go.
Well, when they see the small lineup, the Spiders are going to put this guy in the block against Heisey. He is so good at getting his shoulder into your chest and creating the contact. And Heisey, you know, Heisey's a hockey guy. He's like, well, that was a checkmate. What they call, what's a hockey term? Come on.
That sounds like a checkmate. I don't know. Not my sport.
I shouldn't have gone there because it's not mine either.
Heisey out of Minnesota was named to the all-freshman team last year. Forced to start a bunch of games when Kimmons and Green were out. One more free throw coming for Burton, as that was his first missed shot of the day.
Tighten Anderson in along with Kimmons.
Shooters touch and roll, and Kimmons brings it up the court here. Tied at 13, 6 minutes into the first half. Carter to a wide open Anderson. He took it from one block to the other. Good patience by the young freshman to finish.
Well, the Panthers do a little bit of the same thing that the Spiders do. They lift you up off the baseline. If you overplay that high cut, you can back cut to the basket.
Burton. And the Spiders have gone cold here in the last couple of minutes.
Well, they put Grant Golden on the bench. That's who the offense runs through for the Spiders.
UNI on a 7-1 run in the last 2.5 minutes.
See Sherrod, their number 5. He's another one of their super seniors. Has gone through a number of knee surgeries.
Bourne left his man. It was an open shot for Gilliard, who we're just waiting for him to get a steal here, as he has 385 career steals, tied for most in D1 history, and one more, and number 0 Gilliard will be the sole record holder in that major statistical category.
Think about that, 385 steals.
So many, so many.
I can't even fathom. It's like to get 38.
You don't have 10 years eligibility to get that done.
This is your number 5 for Gilliard, but he missed some games because they were cut back to COVID. I like what Anderson gives them.
Anderson looking for a shot, and some high percentage shots with a couple layups. 4 points, a spark off the bench, and the Panthers lead by 4.
I've been waiting for him to have a breakout game. He can get from point A to B as fast as anyone on this Panther team.
Freshman out of Eldridge, Iowa, North Scott High School. Last year, Anderson played in the final 11 games, recovering from a knee injury suffered in the preseason.
Played for a good friend of mine, Seamus Buddy.
Carter, that shot would have been a backbreaker to really extend this lead here.
Now Carter's on Golden inside. He loves that spin move right there. That is his patent move. You cannot let the big man, Grant Golden, go baseline.
Golden, over 1,800 career points, ranked 7th among active D1 players. Green in trouble, hands it to Bourne, into the paint, pull-up jumper, short.
Golden's got a little bit of Cameron Krutwig game to him there. They're going to play through him. He can score at a number of levels.
Who wins one-on-one, him and Krutwig?
Well, look at that. They can both pass like that, but Golden's got more three-point range.
Krutwig out of Loyola.
He's playing over in Belgium now. Player of the year last year in the Valley.
Fans getting loud here, trying to show their appreciation and help the Panthers. 3 on the shot clock, the 3 rims out. There's the stop the fans wanted. And Kimmons going downhill on you, attacking and missing the layup.
Got to get that one, Panthers.
Well, with Krutwig gone, Loyola still looks like they haven't missed a step, have they?
Big win over DePaul. That was at the Wintrust, DePaul's home court yesterday.
Valley had a good day.
They did. Went 5-2 yesterday. Missouri State losing to BYU. Had BYU at home.
Offensive rebound, second crack at it here is Richmond. The Spiders get it, second effort, and that's Nathan Kao. He's a graduate forward out of Quebec.
Well, one of the keys I had for the Spiders, they had to compete on the glass. This is not a team that gets a lot of offensive rebounds. So a putback like that is huge for the Spiders.
Well, and Coach Jake, he really likes this smaller lineup, but there's pros and cons to everything in life. And if you're small, you might not get as many rebounds.
I tell you, this is a team you can do it against because Golden likes to play around the three-point line. Therefore, it's not like you have a big dude that's going to go in and push on the block.
Panthers have not scored in 2.5 minutes, and the drought continues. Green, that's a good-looking shot for him. He has 6 points on 2 of 5 from the floor.
It's been a game of spurts, Eric. And now, let's take away the baseline.
Carter, Green comes to help, and they get the stop. It wasn't a good angle for Golden.
Well, Green came from the top side. You got to keep Golden guessing.
Carter, pump fake, drives.
Quickness advantage on Golden. That time he's able to get to the rim. Couldn't get the three-point play. That is his first miss from the free throw line all season.
We talked about saying that on the air, and then
sure
we didn't.
Maybe the vibes of us thinking about saying it caused the announcer's jinx.
19-17. Just 1 out of their last 6 shots have gone in for Richmond. Here's the big fella, Golden. What'd he do? Travel.
Walked.
Took a step. And you can see the Panthers collapsing on him, getting the big man frustrated. Here's the replay.
Well, he had to switch on the. Then help came because they got the switch they wanted on Bowen Bourne, sent the help. But it's hard to speed up Grant Golden. He plays at his pace. A little pressure from the Spiders.
They show full court pressure and then retreat as Bourne, a freshman, but named that all Missouri Valley Conference freshman team last year. A great ball handler.
Betts at that 5 spot now.
Betts with his first minutes. Hands it off to Pickford. Pickford inside the arc. Burhow got to do something here. 4, 3, 2. Betts lets it fly. It draws rim, but a nice defensive stop by Richmond.
Empty possession for the Panthers. Went side to side and got nothing.
Our crack research analysts telling us that we're talking about Krutwig and Golden. They actually battled it out last year. Both had 14 points on each other. Richmond in that win over Loyola last year, 75-73. And I watched film of Drake and Richmond earlier this year from the Knapp Center. Drake wins that one 73-70. This is a great team that really can go toe-to-toe with the very best in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Well, Richmond led that game at Drake in the Knapp Center almost the entire game for the last 3 minutes. There's the big man in.
As Golden makes the free throw, completes the play, and breaks the tie here.
A stat sheet stuffer is Grant Golden. Picture this. He is top 10 in Richmond history in points, rebounds, assists. Now he's 6'10", and blocks. This is a complete player.
Cole Henry, known for his passing ability. He was a high school quarterback and point guard And Bowen Bourne goes over and says, my bad, that was a beautiful feed and I was just not expecting it.
Okay, now he was a 6'10" quarterback.
Yep. And point guard. He's got that court vision.
Yes.
And with Austin Fife not available for the game today.
Yeah, they don't have to double with Henry on Golden. That's a plus because of the size of Cole Henry.
After the game here today, there's a decent break for UNI as the Panthers get called for the turnover there. The next game is Jackson State. That's on the 14th. Next week is actually leading into the finals week, so giving the student athletes a break to focus on the academics and ace all those final exams.
That is the 4th turnover on the Panthers. That was a big point of emphasis for Ben Jacobson.
And Richmond only has 1 turnover.
Yeah, you got to get you got to get more bites of the apple. Boy, that's the 2nd time they're going to get that back cut. An easy basket. Cole Henry, pinpoint passing.
Henry to Heisey, that's 2 freshmen. Heisey, the 6'4" 200-pound freshman out of Lake City, Minnesota.
Now he's got his work cut out at the defensive end on Burton.
A little inside, outside, back inside, and then a travel called. And that one goes against Salman Karasi out of Harlem, New York. Interesting as you see where Richmond recruits from. 2 Canadians, 1 from Finland, 1 from Massachusetts, Michigan, 2 from Missouri, New Jersey, New York, 2 from North Carolina, 1 from Ohio, 3 from Pennsylvania, 4 from Virginia, and 1 Wisconsin. So 3 international players, and then 9 other states.
It's not like the Panthers, who basically come from Iowa and the state of Minnesota. The Panthers recruit their yard.
A.J. Green, a Cedar Falls, Iowa native, unable to knock that shot on.
He started off hot. Now he's cooled off, Eric. Someone else has to step up for the Panthers.
Green now 2 of 6 from the floor.
Hit those 2 early threes. The way the Spiders spray the ball around. They don't go the offensive glass. The shot, you'll see 5 white jerseys heading backwards. That's
in this game that is decided by just 1 point right now.
You don't see Richmond go to the offensive glass.
Heisey got his Panther paw on it, but couldn't control it. And it will stay here at this end. 5:24 to play, first half. Both teams started off with a lot of points and then cooling off to a relatively low scoring first half here.
It's been a fast half, though. We're already at the 5:24 mark. Ben Jacobson has gone deep into his bench.
Only 2 fouls called against either squad here in this first half of play. Kevin Lehman and Eric Braley on the call here for the Panthers Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying this Sunday matinee broadcast. UNI has been road warriors for the last couple of weeks and finally back in the friendly confines on their home campus. An open look will not drop, and the Panthers get a stop and have the ball with 5 minutes to go here. Green, Henry, trying to get a little space, backs his way in. Good defense, and then slips right through and finishes. In his first collegiate start, quality minutes, and first points of the game for Cole Henry.
Henry with a step-through move. He got Burton to bite on the ball fake.
Carter trying to get a stop here against KO. KO, that won't go, and it's Panther basketball. We're 4:27. Wow, it just feels like if UNI could put a run together and some momentum heading into the halftime locker room.
Well, they're trying to adjust at the offensive end without Austin Fife. So you've got people in different roles. You've got Carter back now as that 5 spot. Titan Anderson back in the game for the Panthers. A lineup we have not seen much of before.
UNI 10 of 20 from the floor, 3 of 10 from deep. Carter was going up for a dunk and the ball just got away from him. Carter walks that one out of here. And here's the replay.
Really good hands there by Carter. Late recovery. Stuck his hand in the cookie jar, knocked that loose.
Richmond led by Chris Mooney, 17th season there, 292 wins.
He played for Pete Carrill at Princeton. So
yep.
You see some of these
The Princeton offense.
Yeah, you see in their offense, you see some of those same things that Princeton became famous for. Lift you up off the baseline, let you get back cuts.
Kimmons doesn't have the numbers, but he really pushes that ball up to the Panthers end. Carter shot just rims out, and now we're at 3.5 to go here. UNI has not scored the last 2:47.
Well, Carter get man.
St. Bonaventure, New York, and knocking off the 16th ranked team in the country, and then opening up Missouri Valley Conference play, losing by a couple of points at Peoria, Illinois against Bradley, and then back to play the preseason #2 pick out of the A-10 here today. AJ Green strong with the basketball. They're going to say jump ball. The alternating possession arrow points in favor of UNI. I don't know, Coach.
Well, they got some second chance opportunities. They got in there early. I would agree with that tie up.
Quick count. Yeah, weird to be watching some MVC competition the first week of December.
Earliest the Valley has ever started in their 115-year history. And what you saw that day was everyone protect their home court. But Southern Illinois got a win at Evansville, so it's like everyone else got a par, and they got a birdie on that first night. Southern with a 1-up as a road win. And I had Southern Illinois in the Paradise Jam. That team is good.
They might be top 2 or 3 best in the league when it's all said and done.
They guard you like Loyola did under Porter Mosier. That's the influence, you know, Brian Mullins was on the staff there. They were very physical.
25-22, trying to tie things up. Nope. And Green skies high for the rebound. AJ Green made his first 2 shots, has missed his last 4. He's only taken 6 shots in this game. Burhow, that's where he made that first basket of the game, but Burhow also has cooled off. But he does lead UNI with 7 points.
And Burhow's a 5th-year guy. He's got to step up big here in a game where Austin Fight is not going to play.
2 minutes to go. Up and over Anderson. Too strong with the shot was KO.
They've gotten some good minutes, the Panthers have, from Titan Anderson at both ends of the floor.
Kimmons, a lot of dribbling. The underclassman out of Minnesota in trouble, turns around, and the ball dropped through.
Had to shoot it, or he's going to get a 3-second count. Kimmons got the house roll.
Kimmons heading into this game, averaging just 4 points per game. That's a big bucket. Stoppage of play with 1:23 to play.
In some respects, this is like playing in a mirror. Watch this back cut, bounce pass. We've seen the Panthers do that time and time again. Playing through Grant Golden. The Spiders.
UNI on an 8-0 run. Last 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Free throw off the mark for KO. KO, a free throw shooter. Not good. 9 of 20 for 45%.
Got a little hitch in that.
He like holds it. It's like my golf swing. You gotta go through with it.
And how's that work out for you?
Not good. You're talking pars and birdie. I got snowman on my scorecard. A lot of 8s. Buck 14 to go. Kimmons again looking to get aggressive. He can get to the rim, but he just needs to continue to find ways to finish when he gets so close. The trailer for 3, no. That was halfway down. Another offensive rebound.
And this one thing the Spiders are not known for. They average 7 offensive boards a game. They're already at 4 or 5 in this contest. But they have not been able to capitalize on second chance points.
All right, 18, 2 for 1.
No.
Heisey says yes. Shot is off. And now there's a 8.2 second differential, so the Panthers get it back.
Good call,
Could.
partner.
Could get it back.
Good call that 2 for 1. I've never seen college teams have great success with the 2 for 1 concept.
It makes sense in theory. Richmond stops the run and pulls within 1 with that shot.
Yeah,
Shot clock turned off now.
Big bucket by Wilson. He is not known as a scorer for the Spiders. There's the 3 from the corner.
Under 10 to go. Green with the ball in between the circles. Goes to work. 5, 4, lost it. 3, 2, 1, layup. Last, they have 6 grad students, 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 5 freshmen.
Yeah, this is an old team. They also played in the NIT last year, got to the quarterfinals. Very experienced Richmond Spider team.
A 6-0 run in the final minute and 38 was how they closed out the first half. Offensive rebound going over Burhow, and making the basket is KO. He's averaging 10 points per game and shooting 64% from the floor his last 4 games.
That is their 5th offensive rebound for the Spiders. They only average 7 a game. They are ahead of schedule. There's the first offensive board for the Panthers.
Burhow thought that shot was down. He was heading back to the other end to set up defensively, and his senior teammate Pickford gets the long rebound. It was right on line, just a little strong, and the Panthers have the basketball here. Henry picks up his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Henry gets it back. Can't connect.
Those opportunities would be there for Henry because Golden is doing long help on any ball screen that comes over Cole Henry. He's got a free lane in the basket. But Eric, he's got to convert those.
Henry doesn't shoot much. He's now 1 of 2 in this game. 9 minutes in his first collegiate start.
Well, don't finesse that shot. Dunk it.
An offensive foul goes against the Spiders. And that is the 2nd personal against Nathan KO. Out of Montreal, Quebec. Was named the MVP of the 2021 Bluegrass Showcase, where he averaged 20 points and shot 78% from the floor. Member of the 1,000 Point Club.
There's a few 1,000 Point Club members on the Spider team because they've all been around for 5 years. And Cole Henry is going to get those opportunities because of the long help his defender is giving on the dribble handoffs and the ball screens.
2nd personal foul called against Tyler Burton. Let's get him in some foul trouble, as Burton has been such a force in this game, leading the way for Richmond offensively. Long jumper, and KO with the rebound.
Golden is given long help anytime Green comes off of there. So basically Cole Henry is unguarded. He's got to rim dive, get his hands ready.
2 minutes into the second half. Spiders have 2 points. The Panthers have no points.
Cole Henry's done a good job defensively on Grant Golden.
Heisey, quick catch and penetrate. Fakes like he was going back out. And the offensive putback and score for Mr. Cole Henry is good.
He's going to have those opportunities too, Eric, because his man, again, doing long help. It's also going to give Cole Henry opportunities to clean up on the offensive glass. The 2nd offensive rebound. They need more bites of the apple, more second chance opportunities.
That basket breaks the 3-minute and 41-second scoring drought for UNI, but a 3 at the other end. And it's back to a 4-point advantage for Richmond.
Cannot leave that guy. Number 3 for the Spiders, Burton.
Nate Heisey now has 4 points as he's really looking to get it into the paint. But Richmond still on an 11-4 run.
Isaiah Wilson's done a good job on A.J. Green. Other Panthers need to step up and score. Good rotation.
Panthers get the steal out of Heisey, the freshman. Pickford brings it across half court. Smart to know where the defender was, so he didn't get his pocket picked.
Yeah, keep your eye on number 0. We're still waiting for that next steal from Gilliard.
A tough, athletic move by Heisey, and he's been looking for a shot here. He took it up a couple notches the last minute.
Well, he can attack the rim because, again, the offense is spread. There's no rim protector in the paint. Wow, that one I thought was going in because Tyler Burton has the hot hand for the Spiders. Just skipped off the rim.
Burton with 14 points. He's 5 of 10 from the floor. Heisey, remember, he got all those valuable minutes last year with Green and Kimmons not playing for the Panthers. Him and Bowen Bourne, hard to put a value on those minutes and experiences. Richmond out of the A10, is it going to be UNI, the MVC, getting this huge non-conference win? Well drawn up and executed play as Gilliard knocks in the three-pointer. He averages 12 points per game.
That is the 5th point for Gilliard, still without the steal that's going to break the national record. Anderson back in for the Panthers has given some good minutes off the bench.
Not playing like a freshman. He wants points. He gets 2 points. Titan Anderson with a nice move. 6 points, and he has not missed a shot today. He's 3 for 3.
Titan Anderson has some length because when a player is out with an injury or illness such as Austin Fife, opportunity for someone else to step up. Titan Anderson taking advantage of that opportunity.
The threes continue to fall. Gilliard with another bucket. He can do more than just be the NCAA career leader in steals. He can extend the defense as he has now 8 points.
Well, with confidence growing in Titan Anderson as he again attacks the rim.
Here's the replay.
That is called an inside rip and go move by Titan Anderson. With his first step quickness, that is a great position to put him in offensively on those elbows where there is no help defense, that whole lane to operate.
All right, so Titan Anderson heading into this game really hasn't played much. This is just the 5th game he has played in out of 7. He's averaging 8 minutes per game. For the season, he's 2 of 6 overall for the season. So he scored more points today than he has all season. And with those 2 misses, he's now 0 for 3 from the free throw line. But this could be a pivotal turning point in his career.
Yeah, no question. He looks comfortable out there, but he's got to be able to make free throws. Can't let it be an adventure at the free throw line.
Panthers get a turnover. Carter wants to attack baseline, and another missed opportunity where UNI's point blank in traffic and unable to get that shot to drop through the rim.
Well, Carter trying to finesse it at the rim. There is no shot blocker on this Spider team.
Green with the rebound. UNI has made 4 out of their last 5 shots, playing some much improved offensive basketball here the last couple of minutes. Carter in trouble though, picked up his dribble. Bourne comes to his aid. Beautiful feed, and there's no missing that shot from Noah Carter.
That lane, the funnel we call it, is going to be wide open because the way the Spiders are defending. Long help anytime the guards, whether it's Bourne or Green, are involved in the ball screen.
4 points for Carter.
If your man guarding you is involved in the screen, you got a rim dive right away.
Nick Sherrod just muscled that one up. He's another graduate student on this Richmond team.
Another super senior, had a bad knee injury before the season started last year for Nick Sherrod.
Burhow now 1 of 5 from downtown. A 3 at the other end is good. Probably a good time to call it, as Richmond was on a 5-0 run in the last 43 seconds.
Well, Gilliard hit those back-to-back threes, and then Burton knocked in a big shot.
That's the look they wanted for A.J. Green, but the shot won't go. Green now up to number 12 on the all-time scoring list with 1,295 points.
Oh, he was prolific, out-of-body experience against both Bonaventure and Bradley, 35 and 30 respectively.
Back-to-back games of 30 points. Would love to get another 30-point performance out of him today. But right now he's stuck on 6 points here in this game. A rare turnover, just the 6th of the game for the Richmond Spiders.
And Matt Grace drug the pivot foot in the post. They keep putting fresh bodies on A.J. Green. Now it's Jai Bailey.
Beautiful feed. Henry went up with that left-handed dunk. He's fouled in the act of shooting. Good sportsmanship to help him back up. And now Henry's going to have to earn it from the free throw line.
You see how Golden, number 33, is what we call the long help man. It's allowing Henry to rim dive. Shooters in the corner. It's wide open for Henry.
Henry last year was 4 of 9 from the free throw line. And here in this season, he's 3 of 7.
Well, the Panthers are leaving some points.
They really are.
Out here by not making free throws.
Henry makes good on the second one. The redshirt freshman out of Oskaloosa, Iowa. First start of his career. Last year averaged 1.6 points, 2.2 rebounds, played in 19 games and 8.5 minutes. Well, if Austin Fife isn't available for other games like he is today, they're really going to have to rely on Cole Henry.
That shot you can't stop. I don't care how well you defend it unless you send the second defender on the catch. Dangerous to do that against this Spider team because they spread you out so much. Burton's been
authentic. Kevin Lehman and Eric Braley on the call for the Panthers Sports Network. Noah Carter launches a 3. And here's something, Kevin. 3 of 17. 3 of 17 from deep for UNI. That's only 17%. In the game against Arkansas, the Panthers made 17 threes. In the game against St. Bonaventure, 15 threes. A lot of three-pointers, but they're stuck on just 3 in this game so far.
Tyler Burton has 4 himself for the Spiders.
And now 3 of 18 as A.J. Green is 2 of 7 from deep. Noah Carter's 0 for 4. Trey Burhouse 1 of 5. Heisey's 0 for 1. Betts is 0 for 1. With Austin Fife out and with this tough defense, the Panthers, if you shoot 25%, you're leading right now. But instead, it's just been a tough day at the office shooting the deep ball.
They like the 3, but you got to love the lane. And attack inside, see what you get, because that funnel lane is open for the man who is the screener for the Panthers to do the rim dive. As we've seen his man give long help time and time again.
Foul stops the clock with 10:44 to go. Richmond leading 46-38. They scored on a last second steal and layup to take a 1-point lead into the locker room at the half. They have not trailed here in the second half. Panthers tied it up, but then Richmond is on a run. 4 seconds on the shot clock. And a rare miss for Burton. Heisey. Green. A.J. again. Back-to-back 30-point nights, and right now he only has 6 points on 2 of 10 from the floor.
And those were the first 6 of the game. He hit back-to-back threes. He has no room or comfort zone in the 3-ball.
A huge 3-pointer for 33. Wow, Grant Golden. He can hurt you inside or out, averaging 17.5 points per game. Preseason first-team All-Atlantic 10 selection, second time of his career.
He could be making A-10 team 5 years in a row. It's never happened before. And Golden shoots at 50% from 3. That is not an aberration when he knocks in a 3-ball.
Panthers now 3 of 19 from deep. Getting the stop and now looking for some points here. The Spiders with their largest lead. Up 11. Heisey drives, kicks. Kimmins. A lot of dribbling. Now they reset. Bounce pass. All the way to Arch Madness, March 3rd through the 6th.
Big game here for the Panthers. Need to get a little momentum going into that break.
A 9-point lead in the basketball. Heisey trying to double down and help. Bad shot, and Henry brings the ball up.
Wilson lost the handle as he went up to shoot it.
.8:20 to go here in regulation.
Wilson has given Green no room to operate.
A lot of room there, and they say a clean block. What a defensive stop.
Tyler Burton out of the clouds for that block. He's having an outer body experience. Burton, he loves playing in Iowa. He had a career high 30 against Drake a few weeks ago, and he's sitting at 19 against the Panthers. That kid right there, the ball, Tyler Burton.
6 on the shot clock. Henry playing real here for a Sunday matinee against a tough non-conference opponent in Richmond. And in December, the next home game will be the 14th and then the 29th of December before Valley play starts. Panthers got to get some points here as they've been in a scoring drought, have not scored over the last 2:05 off the game clock. Well drawn up play and executed as Noah Carter shows his strength and his finishing capabilities close to the rim.
Again, it's that ball screen, and the screener diving to the front of the rim. A late recovery that time by Golden. Carter able to score.
Crowd trying to make their presence known here. And that will silence them. You said he had 30 points in the Knapp Center against Drake last month. Well, he now has 22 big points.
He went 21 and 13 against the Panthers in Richmond last year. We're talking about Tyler Burton, number 3.
Bowen Bourne with his first points of this game.
That last shot by Burton. Burhow went below the screen trying to get the switch, and Burton just stopped behind the screen, popped in the 3.
6:22, time ticking off the clock here. Burton again, and again he connects.
Well defended, but better offense.
I mean, the hands in his face right there.
He was most improved player. We're talking about Tyler Burton in the A-10 last year. He may be most improved again this season.
He's going to make some money playing basketball professionally.
Well, 10-point spread here for the Spiders. A chance to add to it. Panthers, they need to stop. They need to create some offense with their defense because they are struggling to get up shots.
Ball tipped out. Good anticipation by Carter. Time just winding down here.
This has been a game with very few fouls. It's been fast-paced and very few stoppages. And Northern Iowa's handled the ball well in the second half. Only 1 turnover, but they've struggled to score. A.J. Green, he's had his water shut off by Isaiah Wilson.
3 on the shot clock. 2. And an air ball. Panthers force the turnover from the shot clock violation. UNI 3 of 20 from deep for 15%. 20 of 47 from the floor for 42%.
Gilliard,
overall, you look at it, it's not a bad day shooting when you're knocking in 42%.
Well, their turnovers early were a problem, but the other problem is Tyler Burton. Burton is 9 of 15, including 5 of 9 from outside the arc. And he's just a junior.
feed, unable to get the finish. It's tipped out. Carter fought hard to keep the ball here. He didn't get the offensive rebound.
Well, you made the point about shooting 42%. Carter's got to finish that, but they are 3 of 20, Northern Iowa, from long distance. And you had that game in Bonnie. How many threes did they hit in that upset? 17.
They made 17 in the near upset against Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas was 17. I believe they only had 11 against Bonaventure.
But St. Bonaventure was the #7 scoring defense in the country last year, averaging just 51 points per game. And the Panthers had 47 at the half against St. Bonaventure. Ended with 90 points.
Stuck on 44 here today.
Scoreless for over 2 minutes. 1 out of their last 8, looking for a stop defensively. While Richmond looking to step on the gas and finish this thing off with a huge road win.
There we
Panthers
go.
get the stop, and Heisey brings it across the half-court line.
17 threes against Arkansas and 15 triples against Bonaventure.
Only 3 here today. Green, double team comes, gets it to Henry, beautiful feed, and that's a high percentage shot for Noah Carter. It started with the double team, Green to Henry, Henry to Carter.
Well, Henry with the no-look bounce pass. That's the high school quarterback coming out at him. Great awareness. And he's been good at the defensive end, Cole Henry. That time overhelped, no rotation. So they got an easy bucket inside by Matt Grace.
Grace averaging 4 points per game out of Hamilton, Ontario. Burhow missing off the left side of the rim. So Noah Carter leads UNI with 10 points in this game. Burhow with 7, Heisey with 8, 6 for Green, 6 for Anderson.
The way that the Spiders handle the basketball, the Panthers are running out of time.
Under 10 on the shot clock this possession is Gilliard.
Look at that pass. Short arm the shot.
Green has it. Panthers could push it.
They've gotten very little out of transition, the Panthers. Spiders have gotten back and built the wall.
Green gets it stripped. Yeah, 12 points off turnovers for Richmond, just 5 points for UNI off of turnovers and scoring in transition. Now we're at 2.5 to play.
And this has gone fast.
No one crashing the glass for Richmond. UNI needs to make the run right now. Green to Henry, and Henry gets it stolen, and with that steal, it's 386. 386 career steals. He is now the most in Division I history in career. Because it's the automatic berth into the big dance to represent the Valley, and so much on the line.
The Valley with a lot of players returning. I believe of the first, second, and third team from 2021, 11 of those players returned. And of the preseason first, second, third team, only 1 underclassman, Rink Mass from Bradley. This is an old league. Lots of experience.
Wow, an easy bucket underneath.
Grant Golden looking over the top of the defense. Drop of the dime.
UNI's been scoreless for a couple of minutes here. And the officials will talk, say it's off the knee, and it is UNI basketball. Minute 33 to go here. And it's a double-digit lead for the Spiders of Richmond. Looking at what Richmond has done this year, their only losses are Utah State, Drake by 3 points, an overtime loss versus Mississippi State, And then against Maryland, a 6-point loss.
Utah State in the NCAA tournament last year. Drake in the NCAA tournament last year. Maryland, I believe they were in the NCAA tournament last year. And Wilson has been,
I'm not sure.
extraordinary on
Didn't
defense.
Turgeon just get let go?
Turgeon, mutual agreement, decided not to continue coaching.
Interesting.
Very. Don't often see that in basketball in December. We're seeing it in football quite a bit, but not in basketball. So Danny Manning will be the interim coach for the Terrapins.
Under a minute to go in a very fast-moving basketball game. Oh, Carter almost a chance at the 4-point play. He'll go to the free throw line for 3 free throws again. He's the only Panther in double digits right now. Carter, a good day at the office.
This may be the only thing that went wrong for Tyler Burton today, as he has had an extraordinary game.
Burton, you see him on your screen, 24 points, 9 of 15, 5 of 9 from deep. He has 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Meanwhile, Noah Carter, 10 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Has not made a 3-pointer today, 0 for 4. He has 4 rebounds, an assist, a block in 24 minutes of action.
Carter, the only Panther in double figures, as Green got those early 6. And then he was clamped down by the combination of Isaiah Wilson and Jai Bailey off the bench. Gave A.J. Green fits. He couldn't get in a comfort zone.
Kimmons and Anderson in for UNI. 53 seconds to go. Panthers have made it a single-digit game. Looking for some turnovers.
This is the pressing team.
Attack 5. So we'll keep an eye on that, obviously, as an evolving story throughout this season. There's still a ton of basketball left to be played in this season. The Panthers trying to get some chemistry and string some wins together. Well, having a career day is Anderson. 8 points as he scores in transition. And UNI gets a steal and a bucket and a chance to add points with no time coming off the clock from the free throw line.
A good play by Cole Henry to start the break after the steal. Then unselfish by Antoine Kimmons. It's been a good day for Titan Anderson. Now still with the pressing team in.
And there's his first made free throw.
It's down to 6.
2-possession ball game here.
And they got fouls to give. This will be out of bounds again. They're not shooting the 1-on-1 as of yet. That's the 15th foul on the Panthers.
Kimmons, you see how expressive he is. Turned him and poked the ball out, but they called a foul first.
And they have to foul again right away as the inbounds is. They crawl across the baseline. Common move, and there's
tipped it out.
Kimmons with the sweep from behind. Oh,
so
no.
Back to live action. No one's back as a safety and a monster dunk. Breakdown defensively.
The cherry on the cake for Tyler Burton.
Ball tipped around and Richmond has it. And then a foul by Burhow at midcourt. 25 seconds to go.
Burton with 26. He has been sensational today.
60 to 52. Again, as I look at the stat sheet, probably the biggest storyline is just 3 of 22 from deep as UNI. 13.6% from behind the arc.
A.J. Green could not get any rhythm in his jump shot.
Looks like UNI is not going to foul. The shot clock is turned off. Richmond can hold, and it will be Richmond 60, UNI 52. And we knew, I circled this one when